Should I drop out of college? So this is a question that has been on my mind for many months. To determine this, because I've already made my decision, we should kind of go over what my goals and the promises that I've made are. I want to be financially free. I want to be a millionaire before I'm 22. That's a goal. That's over the next 2.5 years. I want to change people's lives. I want to help people. I've had many people change me as a person. I believe that knowledge that isn't used or taken action on is just potential. It's simply potential and doesn't mean anything unless you take action upon it. And as soon as I found people to help me take that action, it changed my life, and I want to do that for other people. I also always want to work for myself. I would be fine working for someone, but I hate the idea of not having control over my own life, which is why being a business owner is so appealing to me. The other thing are promises. I promised myself all of these things, that I would do this. I promised this to my parents. I promised my dad that I would live up to the potential I know he sees in me. He's a very successful person. He was very poor and is now the CEO of an international tech company. I promised my mom, who my parents are divorced, I promised her that I would take care of her in the future. And I made a promise to myself that I would have enough money to take care of my future family and that money would never be an issue, to have a rich life both emotionally and just with money. I don't want that to be a problem. So the next are the pros and the cons of both. Pros of college is skills. You get a ton of skills from college. This comes from classes and just a diversified knowledge with electives and all of that. I mean, I would have never learned about accounting until I took an accounting class and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how much money I'm making or how much I'm losing or how much I'm spending or how much I'm paying on salaries. And I learned accounting from college, and in the summer I was like, oh, I can do that. So that's helpful. There are also other classes that I don't particularly like that give you concepts that will be helpful in the future. Next is networking. This is a big one because social networking is great, especially if I feel at the core I'm an introvert, and I've taught myself how to be an extrovert since I work with people all day. I have very good soft skills, which is great for what I do, but at heart, I am an introvert. The other thing is the safety net and credibility. Having a degree believed by the community, and I don't think this is going to be for that much longer, is to be a safety net. It's also, as a business owner, if I tell people, oh, I'm a college dropout, I lose that credibility. It's just how the world is right now. I don't believe that this is going to be for much longer, especially with AI developing. There's not a lot of jobs available for people graduating with sometimes even over $100,000 in debt. And it can be tricky to pay that off if there's not a lot of jobs available because people are outsourcing that. The other thing is resources. I mean, career resources, library that are free once you're there. And that can be any of these. There's a lot of people that can help you build resumes. The career resources, people outreach to help you look for jobs, all of that. Cons are the opportunity costs. Opportunity costs of not working the business. The problem is if I do both of this, I could burn out pretty quickly. I'm working almost 11 hours a day currently. If I add college on top of that, even if I take a lot out, I could be working a lot more and I wouldn't be able to manage it, which is why one would have to go. The cost of tuition, I currently pay a little over $16,000, which is, I believe, just normal in-state tuition. I lost my scholarship this year. I have a 2.83 GPA. So for the people that have gone to college, gone to school at all, you know what that means. I had a 4.2 in high school. I was a very school-driven person at the time, and I wanted to be a surgeon. I got into my first semester of college and I got a 1.88. And to keep my scholarship, I would have to get a 4. And in my mind, school was still the only answer. And so my second semester, I got a 4, and I got over the 3, and I got my scholarship back. So I had it for the first 2 years. And then over this year, I was building this business, and I slowly pulled away from school, and now I have a 2.8, so I lost it this year. And tuition's a lot. I'll have a lot of debt when I graduate. That's real numbers. I know some people have, and my dad helps me out with home college. I'm a very lucky person, but it's a lot of money. And it's not like it's gonna be there as soon as you graduate. You gotta realize that, and that freaks me out. The other thing with the business, what are the pros of the business? The projection. if I drop out of college, I believe not only would I hit 100,000 revenue in the first year, I would hit over 100,000 in profit in the first year. Well over. Real world theory. There's a lot of things you learn once you're out in the real world. School doesn't teach you about taxes. They definitely don't teach you how to avoid taxes. They don't teach you how to talk to people. I guess some do. But practical experience of actually continually getting rejected like sales does. And the other thing is scale. When I made my first videos talking about this in school, the possibility of scale has now multiplied drastically because I wouldn't be in college. So that's also something to think about. And then the brand. It's like I have to build the brand a lot more. I build my brand by dropping out of college. That's the brand now. It could be positive and negative of being a college dropout or being a successful college dropout. Because successful people have dropped out and gone to college. It doesn't determine either way. And I'm not saying college is a bad thing. It just might not be for some people. What are the negatives? There is no plan B. If I dropped out of college, especially at UVM, I could take a gap year. And if sub fails, I could go back. If I drop out, there's no plan B. I have to work and make this work. It is fine to fail. You cannot quit. If this business gets sued or something happens tomorrow, I now have the skills to build something again, but I have to do it. I cannot afford to fail, especially I can't let this down. So there's no plan B. There's also no accountability. As in there's no, like in school you have grades, you have deadlines, you have mentors. I drop out, it's just me. I have to do all this myself. I have to take accountability and ownership for every action that I do and understand that all the progress I make in a year, whether it's forwards or backwards, is my fault. Social net. You lose a social net by not going to college. Like, I'm not going to make a lot of new friends. I'll probably lose a lot of friends pretty quickly. And it's going to be very hard to also build a social net of people that are going to push me. And probably the biggest one is going to be family and friend concerns, because everyone's going to be worried that I would do this. Now, if it isn't clear, I am going to drop out of college. It is the right decision to me, and I think the best decision to achieve all of these goals. I am unbelievably ambitious, and I'm not going to quit at all. I've been like this for a while, but I didn't take action until 7 months ago. I was, like I said, a potential builder, just consuming knowledge and taking no action. And the next couple of weeks will be the time to take action on that and really get myself out in the real world. Regardless of all of this, I think that's the decision to make. The other thing to think about, I was talking about before, college is not for everyone, and that is okay. The other thing is, college is not a guarantee of a job. Vermont is not the only place that there is not a lot of jobs in the world right now. Like I was saying before, with a ton of AI, there's a lot of outsourcing. And because of that, college kids don't get a lot of money out of college, even with a degree, even with a master's degree. The average salary, starting salary in the US for a college degree is $68,680 profit. I am going to make that my first year in my business, well over. Vermont is $44,000. Where we live is $44,000. It is impossible to find a job. Okay? And in my marketing and financing theme or degree, I would get probably around the starting salary. So it's not no BS degree that's not going to pay you. I would be making this out of college. I'm making that now, comfortably. Am I working a lot more than I probably would be then? Absolutely. I'm pouring my life into my work currently. And I am praying that it pays me back in dividends my entire life. There's a lot to think about with this, and I've thought about it for many months, and I think that this is the time to decide. And I will be dropping out.